Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of House Flipper, where I take you on a quick review of the HGTV DLC and give you my thoughts on the new content that Empyrean Games and Frozen District have brought to us. And before I go any further, in the interest of full disclosure, I should tell you that I was provided a key for this DLC by the fine folks at Frozen District. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's dive right in and start talking about all the things that this new DLC has to offer. And in order to see the new content, you're going to want to click on your laptop and notice a real big change right off the bat. Previously, you had two locations to click on in your laptop. You had your mail, which provided you access to your jobs, where you would just click on a job and it would you would accept the job and it'd take you over there. And of course the archive that shows you all the jobs that you've completed. And then of course there was the browser section where you would choose your homes to purchase and allow you to go and renovate homes and flip them. Now in addition to those two options, which are still available and still functioning the exact same, there is now a map of jobs and a portfolio section. Now we'll get to the portfolio section a little bit later, but for now I want to take a look real quick at the map of jobs. And when you click on the button, it takes you to a brand new place called Sunset Bay. And this is essentially where all the new HGTV jobs live. And instead of having the jobs live inside your laptop where you just click on a button, like I said earlier, and it just kind of zooms you over there, you perform the tasks and then click enter and complete the task and takes you back to your office. Now, the jobs have a little bit more life to them, and they take on a bit of a story of their own. And now you might be asking, well, how do they take on a story of their own? Well, first of all, you'll see as you start going through these tasks that some of them actually have plot twists. And to give you an example, without spoiling too much, I was on a job that I did, and I noticed that there was a gap between two rooms where there wasn't really any space. The space wasn't really being used. And so I went into the closet in one of these rooms, and I noticed when I started knocking down the wall, that a message popped up telling me that I had found a hidden basement. And when I opened up the hidden basement, that created new objectives for the job and allowed for you to kind of complete more work and make more money. And also, like I said, this allows the story to kind of evolve as the game went along. But that's not all that they come up with. There's also problems to solve. And each job also comes with a budget, so that you can't just spend whatever you want and do whatever you need. You actually have to work within the budget constraints that the job has in order to complete 100% of the objective. And finally, there's also some important decisions that you will make while on the job, which is a big important aspect of the game. And what I'd like to do is click on one of these jobs that has not been completed. And we're going to jump in here real quick. And I want to show you an example of one of these decisions that you have to make and talk to you a little bit about how the budget works and all that kind of stuff. So as you can see here, it tells you there's a budget of $8,000. You're going to have to make two choices as the job progresses. And there's 12 rooms within this particular playthrough. So it says Doug and Stacy have always dreamed of a house with a view of the sea, and so did their kids. They bought a house with an outlook on the beach from their terrace, but it needs to be refreshed. They could use your help. So, that's great, but you're probably wondering, who is she and who is he? Well, they are your, I guess you would call them advisors, and they're going to, as the game progresses and you'd start doing these jobs, they're going to give you options on how to do to complete your tasks. So, once we click OK and we come on inside the house here, you're going to go up the stairs. And when we open this door, you're going to come in here and you're going to see a question mark. And I'm going to get rid of this because it's in my way. And you're going to see here, you can see a little tablet here with a ruler and a pencil and a little question mark. And what this is going to do is ask you what you would like to do with this space. So you click on this and you're going to see that this lady over here, she's saying that she would like to stick with the modern style because it goes well with these glass panels. And the guy over here wants you to stick with traditional cozy furniture that will make it more pleasant to enjoy the view. So you can see here, when you come over here, you can actually open up the door and look at this beautiful horizon that they've got as a view. This is part of this Sunset Bay map, so it provides some really nice views and some gives a lot of life to these jobs and into the story, and really to your house flips to be able to provide these kind of views. And you can imagine what you could do with some of these homes to take advantage of these views as you're doing your house flips. So the decision is, do we stick with modern furniture to go with all this open glass look, or do we stick with the more traditional stuff? Well, this guy wants traditional and cozy, and this lady over here would like a more modern style. And I'm going to say, just for the heck of it, we'll go with modern. But before I click on that, you'll notice on the right-hand side the requirements of the job. Okay? And you can see we have to make a decision, which is the first thing, of course. And then there's objects to be removed and cleaning dirt and stuff like that. And then, of course, you see the budget down below and the amount of money you're going to make. So what you'll do is, when I click on this, we're going to make the decision. And I'll say, let's just say we'll go with modern furniture like this. And we click on yes. And you'll see the update. The decision's been made. And now we need to modify walls. And it tells you what you need to do with painting and installing stuff like that. And laying down floors. And basically, this particular room of the job has taken on a whole new life of its own based on the decision that you've made. And so now you have requirements that this job will need to have done. So I really think that's a really interesting aspect of the game that's really kind of opens up a lot of potential and a lot of options. Makes the jobs feel a little bit less like a task and a little bit more like a bit of an adventure and a story that you can actually do. And it makes them quite a bit more enjoyable, I will say. And one other thing I just wanted to point out is this home has a very unique look to it compared to a lot of the homes that you saw in previous versions of the game. And as also, if you can come down here, there's some stairs to go downstairs, and then there's an entrance down below as well. And then, of course, you've got a little area here and the homes, and there's like a bunch of different doors to different bedrooms down here. But of course, this has a weird look to it. You're going to want to, you'd have a lot of options on how to adjust this. But like just from a update to the game perspective, I really feel like all the new homes that I've seen so far have such a different look compared to the look of homes that were already in the game, which tended to have a pretty monotone look to them for the most part. So I really feel like this is a big addition to the game that should not be overlooked just because it might not be laid down in a list. So I think that's a pretty important thing to keep in mind, in addition to the decisions that you make while you're on these jobs. Another thing I wanted to take a look at with you guys today is to show you guys some of the new options and the new items that are available with the new HGTV DLC. And among those things that I wanted to show you are the new kitchen cabinetry available. And this is an example of one of the cabinets styles that you can actually use. And you can see it's a very clean, sophisticated look, very modern look, and I think it looks great. If you're really looking for that aesthetic, you're going to be in luck because there's a lot of really great stuff. I wanted to show you by going into the store real quick and giving you a few more examples of that as well. There's that there. You can also do that in a more of a wooden look like this, and you can choose your colors, of course. And of course, you've got the deep colors like that. You could also choose in that style. And as you move down through here, you'll see there's lots of new oven options. Built-in ovens is really nice looking stuff. You'll see as you move down further, there's a lot of nice, really inlaid cabinets with some really nice hardware on them. Lots of really cool features. You've also got these double high built-in ovens, which I absolutely love. If you want to make a kitchen's paradise, a chef's paradise kitchen, really good options there. Like I said, lots of really cool, like you can see some of these really nice end cap pieces. A lot of really nice features that you can use to build some really nice kitchens now. I think you'll be very happy with a lot of the really cool new stuff that's available in here. And also, another thing I wanted to show you before we left the kitchen and went over to the living room area so I could show you some other good stuff available with the new DLC, is a feature that is not actually new with HGTV, but if you've been away from the game for a couple of months or so and haven't had the opportunity to play it because you've been waiting for new content, Well, here is a really cool example of an update that's been made that I think you'll like. Previously, when you were going to tile up this, you'd have to pick up one tile at a time and tile it and come back down and back and forth. Now you can see at the bottom of the screen there, you can actually pick up 10 at a time, and it makes the tiling go by quite a bit quicker and feels a bit smoother, so it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice feel compared to having to go bang like this and then come down here and find it and click it and then go like this and then come back down and click it and pick this up like this. Looks pretty good, I think. It's a pretty nice addition to the game as far as an update is concerned. So something I thought you might be interested in seeing. But one more thing I wanted to show you as far as new available things in the HGTV DLC package, it's a tough one to say, is some of the new furniture. And one of the things I noticed after playing for a little bit is there's some really awesome looking furniture just to look at this. But when you click on it to buy it, you'll see that there's actually a lot more customization abilities with some of this new furniture. Including, of course, you can change the base, which you kind of always could, the base color. You could always kind of change the color you wanted. But now, in addition to being able to change the legs, you can start to choose the pillow covers. And they have all kinds of new patterns, so you can choose which patterns you like. Like, how great does that look right there, right? Like, that looks fantastic. If you wanted to go in the direction of more blues, you could do something like that. Looks really nice. There's other ones down here that actually have even more pillow options, so you can come down here and choose your base color like that, and then you could choose your main pillow color, and then you could say, okay, what do we want to have go with that? You can change it around and play around. And I gotta tell you, playing around with the different color options is one of my favorite things to do in this game. Matching colors, I really think it's a big addition to the game to be able to have some really, not only is the couch itself and the furniture of the editions really, really nice, but to have these built-in options to play with, accent colors and stuff, I think it's pretty fantastic stuff. You can do a lot of stuff down through here. A lot of really nice new bookshelf items as well. Some really nice modern looking stuff. There's actually a modular bookshelf, which I actually haven't even gotten a chance to use yet, but looks pretty cool. There's some bunk beds, some cool ideas you can use in there. Some really nice shelving ideas. And for those of you out there who like it, there's if you really like your details, there's also this here, which is these crown moldings you can do on the walls. So if you really like to dive in deep and make some really high-end builds, these different optioned crown moldings can really help you sophisticate up your sophisticate up. Is that a thing? You can sophisticate up your rooms and improve your flips, if you will. So lots of really cool stuff to explore in there. Like I said, there's some new decorations. Not as many new decorations as I would have liked. If I was to say that there was one thing that a box that did not get checked by this DLC that I would have liked to have seen, is a lot more paintings and kind of interesting new, features that you can decorate with. That being said, a lot of people would say that, when it comes to house flipping, you don't want to always necessarily put in a lot of personality and stuff into the way that you set the home up, because it's a lot more about creating an image that anybody can kind of fit themselves into versus being very specific and having a look that some people might not enjoy as much, and therefore make it a reason not to buy a home. So you gotta I could be a little bit picky, I suppose, but there's certainly some really nice new stuff in here, and you certainly can't complain about the depth of how much new stuff has been added. And certainly adding new options for how to renovate homes was a big part of what needed to be done to make this game go to the next level, and I think they've done that really, really quite well with this stuff. And like I said, just taking a look at some of these, when you place some of these down, and also the fireplaces. I forgot to mention the fireplace. I actually placed one down here. There's a corner fireplace. There's a couple other ones as well, and these just look really nice. Like, you start to think about, you could like take some of these colors and put them in the walls, and add some features like some vases, some flowers to play off some of those colors. You could really make some really nice changes to how this game plays out. So I think you're really really going to like it. Now, there's one other feature that I wanted to show you guys before I left you with the completed review of this HGTV stuff, and that is we're going to have to go back to the office because we're going to go to our laptop and we're going to explore that fourth button that you can click on. So when you go in here and you click on this bad boy like this, there's the portfolio over here. And what this portfolio does is it actually gives you the opportunity to get before and after shots of all of your builds. Now, it doesn't backtrack to previous builds that you've done, but in addition to not just jobs, but also homes that you've sold. We haven't done any of those yet myself with this, but we've done a bunch of jobs. And I wanted to just show you a few of the things that you can do in here. So when you go click on a new beginning, this is the first job you do. And you can see here, you've got in the corner, you've got before and after shots, okay? And so this is all the before shots of this job, all right? Just like that. And as an example, when you click on this and then you click after, it swoops across and it shows you what you ended up doing at the end of the job, so you have a record of it. So literally, you could just do all the jobs, flip all kinds of houses. Months from now, you've played the game for hundreds of hours, you can come back and just flip through and see all the jobs you did and how you accomplished all the things you wanted to. And I think it's pretty neat stuff. Another example in here, this is a really good playthrough actually as a job, is you're kind of given a blank slate, if you will. And so you've got a lot of stuff like this, and then, you know, it's all empty, and then you add in some stuff like there. Another good example here, this is out in the living dining area, and, you know, really nice combinations as far as new wallpaper and new picture and paints and stuff. Really nice combinations I was able to find there. And when you come over here to the kitchen area, it was just kind of nothing there. It was a halfway done reno that you needed to step in on. Click on after, and boom, you get a nice shot of what you accomplished on that particular job. And finally, one other one I thought I'd show you real quick. I was really kind of proud of this one. Well, not so much me proud of it, but it's kind of a cool shot to see the transformation thing. Is you can actually see, if you take a look at this wall, the wall comes out. So it kind of gives you a really neat shot. And then if you come down to the kitchen down here, you can see this wall comes out and you just have the little bulkhead above it. And you can see a really big transformation as walls come out, and you can see what you accomplished. So I thought that was a really great add-on feature to kind of complete the game and make it feel like you've kind of got a well-rounded, you know, portfolio, if you will, like they call it, a portfolio of stuff that you've done. And instead of having to take your own pictures and put them on your hard drive and things like that, it kind of feels like the game is kind of given a whole well-rounded shape by that really neat feature they've added in. So overall, like I said, I really enjoyed. There's lots of really cool added stuff in here for the very affordable price. Yes, I got my copy for free, but it's fantastic stuff. Really enjoyable. I feel like it added a lot to the game, much like the Garden Flipper DLC did. Is it perfect yet? No. There's no such thing as a perfect game, really. Are there things I'd like to see done to make it better? Absolutely. It still drives me nuts that there's still only one washer and one dryer in the game, and they don't even match one another. Just tilts me to no end. But I can get past that because there's lots of other great parts of this game that I think you'll really enjoy. So if you haven't bought the game at all, I think it's worth the money. It's actually on sale right now as of the time I'm recording this video. It's a really good deal. Like, there's so many games out there that cost a lot more money and I don't think are worth nearly the value that this game gives you. And it's really quite enjoyable. So if it looks like something you'd enjoy, I suggest you grab it. The DLCs are also very, very affordable if you're enjoying the game. And yeah, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We've got lots more house flipper videos coming at you very soon, including lots of content from the HGTV stuff. You can also find me streaming live on Twitch during the week, where I play a lot of this game, including tonight. I'll be playing this game, and I'll be doing a lot more of these jobs and walking through some of these stories that the game has to offer, so it should be a lot of fun. And please, most importantly, like this video. It makes a big difference to me. I really appreciate it. So, until next time, take care of yourselves, and Bye-bye.